What's going on, Tamers? East here, and with the release of the EX9 Versus Monsters set happening for the Digimon Card Game, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the major archetypes and support that this set provides. In this video, we're going to be talking about the DM trait version 4 Digimon, but if you want to know more about some of the other archetypes from the set, definitely check out the channel for more. This archetype houses some of the more interesting DM trait Digimon, so with that, let's dive in. So looking at the version 4 cards in general, the level 3s and below do pretty much what all the other version cards do, whereas the Digi-Egg allows you to evolve at cost minus in some way. For example, for the Tidon here, whenever you play down another Digimon, you can get rid of a face down card underneath him, trash it, and then evolve at cost minus 1. The level 3 is also going to be pretty standard for your DM trait Digimon, where the level 3s consist of one searcher, in this case being the Palmon, allowing you to grab a DM trait card and a version 4 trait card. And the Biomon is your basic training card. So the training effect, really quickly, I'll talk about this in more depth in a different video, but it's an effect that on the battle area and in the breeding area you can use. You'd rest your Digimon, and you take the top card of your deck and then put it underneath this card, like so. And then later on you can use these face down cards as some form of cost for effects that you'll get from the higher level Digimon. Players who remember the Digiburst mechanic from the old days will see the similarities of these effects in general. The level 4s house some of your disruption cards, things like the Monochromon here, who lets you put a card in your hand face down underneath him and then de-digivolve one. The Quagamon does something similar where you put a card face down underneath him and then you can rest one of your opponent's Digimon and they can't unsuspend during their next unsuspend phase. Similar to the other archetypes, you're also going to have access to a quick evolution card in the Nanimon here, where you can put 3 of your version 4 Digimon from the trash up underneath him face down, and you can evolve into a level 5 card from your hand or trash. The cool thing here is that while you do have to pay this cost, you can use some of the level 5 cards to mitigate that cost. One such card to reduce those evolution costs is going to be the Digitamamon, who, similar to the Edamon from the version 3 cards, can reduce his evolve cost based on how many face down cards are in his sources. And because the Nanimon put 3 down there and he's a 3 cost evolve from a version 4 Digimon, it's a 0 cost evolution. And honestly, version 4 cards, the level 5s are probably some of the best level 5s I think in the entire set, where he has Scapegoat, and then when digivolving or when attacking once per turn, you can trash one of his face down source cards and play a cost 4 Digimon who's a DM trait from the trash directly onto the board. This enables a Scapegoat effect so that he can just save himself. Alongside the Digitamamon is also going to be the Megadramon, who allows you to take a card from trash and put it up underneath him face down, and then you can delete not 1, but 2 cost 4 Digimon, and for every face down card he has in his sources, you can increase that cost threshold by 1. So if you have 3 sources, that's 2 cost 7s that just go down the drain. Not to mention, both these cards just have amazing inheritance effects to boot. The Digitamamon giving you Alliance, just carte blanche, and then the Megadramon has what I assume is like the dyslexia of effects for end of attack. Normally you would delete a Digimon and then unsuspend, but his text is written backwards, where by unsuspending you delete one of your Digimon. So the unsuspension is actually a cost in this case. It'll be really interesting to see how this like effect develops in the game. And then all of this culminates into your level 6 Tidon Ace, who has Scapegoat just like the Digitamamon, as well as an on-play on-evolve to just play down a level 4 lower Digimon from the trash for free onto the board. While this effect might seem a little bit lackluster for an Ace card, it's the all-turns effects that really is the kicker, where all of your version 4 trait Digimon gain blocker and retaliation. So you can immediately spin that level 4 who you play down on the board to block an opponent's incoming attack, and then both of them are destroyed. Some of my early takeaways from the version 4 cards are that similar to the version 2 cards, they seem like some great disruption pieces in things like de-digivolve and suspending your opponent's Digimon and locking them there for a turn. On top of the fact that they have the best parts, I think, of version 1 and 3, where they can evolve at the end of turn and then do that at 0 cost, going to the correct level 5, in this case the Nanimon to the Digitamamon. To give you a better idea of what I mean here, you can just cap off a turn by just hard playing a Nanimon for 3 here. Use his effect, assuming these were in the trash, to put 3 face down Digimon cards up underneath him, and then you can use his effect to evolve. Now when you evolve into the Digitamamon here, again it's a 3 cost evolution, but for each face down card it becomes 0. It's getting -1. And then you can use his effect to take one of these cards, put it into the trash, and then you can from the trash take one of your cost 4s, in this case being the Monochromon or the Quagamon, to suit whatever situation you need. If your opponent's got something big on the board, you can go into the Monochromon to de-digivolve. Otherwise you can just use the Quagamon here to suspend something down and keep it there locked for a turn. The Digitamamon is great, but if you find yourself needing more removal, you can opt to just go into the Megadramon instead. Keep in mind, you are going to pay the cost of this evolution, so it's going to be putting your opponent at 4. However, being able to slot a card from your trash up underneath him means that you can now take out a cost 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Digimon. And 8 is a really good number to be at because it hits most of the level 5s in the game right now, on top of most of the level 6 Ace cards. So That being able to touch the aces means if they do get destroyed, you have an overflow and you get to keep your turn. The Megadramon is also just a really good combo piece for your Tidon here, where you can use his effect to play down a level 4 or lower Digimon from the trash, and then immediately when you attack, you can use the effect here to unsuspend and then delete it like so. However, in this case, I think we all kind of realize that the real king here is the Digitamamon instead of the Megadramon, allowing you to play a piece from him. The Tidon also allows you to play another piece from somewhere. Let's imagine that this wasn't here yet. Here we go. You can play down another level 4 here, and now you've got 2 pieces on the board, and you can use one for Alliance, like so, and the other one for Blocker with Retaliation. Another option, if you do play down one of the level 4s in the Monochromon or the Kawagamon, is that if you do have the Analog Youth down, he's going to give all of your Digimon Reboot who have sources that are face down underneath him. So using his effect whenever you play him down, you can just slot a card underneath here to de-Digivolve, and also you get the effect here. And instead of using the Biyomon, you can actually have this stay unsuspended, and then you can suspend this for the Alliance. And then at the end of the turn, when your opponent's turn starts during their unsuspend phase, both of your Digimon, because they have face down cards, will reboot, and now you have 3 blockers on the board. I really do think that the version 4 trait cards are like the perfect mix of offense and defense, having removal and disruption effects off of the level 4s in the Kawagamon and Monochromon, as well as the Megadramon, who has like really good cost-based removal, on top of being able to play lots of bodies thanks to the Digitamamon and the Tidon Ace. This is just a quick overview, so I'm really only scratching the surface of what these cards can do, but if you've got some ideas or you've been cooking up some pretty crazy stuff with the version 4 cards, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll definitely be reading there as well. Anyways folks, I'm gonna get out of here. Before you get out of here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.